Hey, this is episode 3, and I just want to talk about sciencey nonsense mumbo jumbo. Anybody? I don't even know how to start this off, but I have like two theories about like what's going to happen in the future, and if I'm right about this, they better reanimate my body and tell me that I'm right. I was right the whole time, like some type of random space people. But the first thing I think is that everything that exists is an after image. And what I mean by that is everything that happens exists at the same time as opposed to like life being linear. Like I think how do I explain this? Pretty much pretty much everything happened at the same exact time and we're like so the second I say something, it exists at the same time. Like if I'm somewhere, I'm also somewhere else at the same time. I'm existing in both places at the same time, but I don't even know how to explain this shit. Fuck, I'll figure that one out later. But you know what else I remember? Anybody else remember string theory? Like the calculation of everything, where it was like these strings that vibrated on different like wavelengths, and it was like almost like the smallest thing, almost compared to like atoms. And it was supposed to be like they were saying that if you had like a computer, like string theory was everything is you can detect things by mathematics, almost like they were able to re-engineer everything through through math. But they were saying that like our computer chips wouldn't be able to calculate the math for these things. But I don't know, man, because before I had a computer that had like a gig of memory, and now my computer has 16 gigs of memory. So I think we're getting closer and closer to it. And the thing with string theory is, I think it has something to do with I think string theory has something to do with Bitcoin. All right? Hear me out. I'm slow. I'm a little slow, but just think about it. Just think about string theory for a second. You have to compute. You need a computer that can computate mathematical equations to figure out what's going to happen next, or how something is going to move or react in reference to everything else, right? At least I think that's how it was. I forget. But all I'm saying is the cryptocurrencies are a bunch of computations with a giant formula that they're computing, right? I think, and just hear me out here, I think I think with string theory, right? They needed the computer chip power. With string theory, they needed the computer chip power to do the computations. So they created blockchain, which is reverse engineering physics. Right? Is that possible? I don't know. I'm just talking crazy. I think it's gonna be a whole big thing soon. Like because all these cryptocurrencies are just just them processing a random equation, right? Like, isn't that what they're processing blockchains, which what is encrypt? What is an encryption besides a bunch of numbers and letters, or whatever, being broke, being all I'm saying is string theory has something to do. All I'm saying is string theory has something to do. Y'all don't believe me on this? Does nobody believe me on? I'm losing my mind, I think. String theory has something to do with mathematical equations. And now we literally have a bunch of computers doing mathematical equations for crypto. Nobody see how that correlates? Am I nuts or what? Who knows? Who knows? I just like talking into the ether. Nobody else will listen to me. At least before, back in the day, if somebody was yelling these random conspiracy theory things into the ether, nobody would listen. Well, they would listen, but then they would just walk past them on the street and they'd be like a homeless person. But like now I'm a functioning person in society just saying shit. It's all good.